Hello. Watercolor Thursday. Watercolor Thursday. Watercolor Thursday. Is there someone out there who wants to paint with me today? Someone out in the internet universe. Yeah, we're gonna do watercolor painting. Of course, if you don't watercolor paint, you can bring crafts if you want to work on a craft, or if you want to do acrylic painting, you can do that. If you want to just watch and listen, that'll be fine too. It's going to be a talk, a chat atmosphere. No teaching. I can't teach watercolors. I am not a proficient watercolor person at all. And I was trying to make black and I couldn't even make black. I gave up in frustration. I said, oh, I'm just going to use my gouache paints because I know I have black and gouache. Now, I might use my gouache paints instead of my watercolor paints. And gouache paints are a form of watercolor. And so, see what I'm going to do? That's what I'm going to do. Because I don't like the colors that I have in my other paints. And I got to swatch the colors out. And I'll see. We'll see how they swatch out and what paints will be better to use. I have I have one person kind of lurking in the background. Or we can say, well, you're in the upper theater watching. Okay. I'm just going to keep it about, it's 6:01, so about 5 more minutes. I will just keep me on the screen, and then I will turn it over to my art table. And I have a few prompts to chat, and maybe you guys would like that too, to communicate in the comment section about the prompts to chat, if there's something that comes to mind that you'd like to share. You know, I wish YouTube would make the chats like a microphone for comments. Wouldn't that be cool? Because you can do that so much quicker than typing, right? But now we just have what we have. And then I thought, well, I'm wondering if I could get at least another 3 people who would want to do watercolor or acrylic paint or gouache paint, and we could be on the screen together, and that way we could really do chat prompts a lot easier than just doing them in the comment section. But we'll try today. This is my first show on Watercolor Thursday, and I hope it'll grow and it'll be an enjoyable place for people to come and paint and chat. Nothing more. I am not a watercolor teacher. I'm not that good. But I do like to watercolor. I've been watercoloring, let's see, I took a year of it at the senior center. So I would take probably 3 years. That's 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 years. Maybe. I lose track of time. It's got to be at least 3 years, probably. At least 3 years. All right, well, I'm hoping we have, I'm only going to be on the table for 1 hour. And what I'm going to do is turn it over to the art table now, and I'm going to set Alexa timer because that way I'll know when an hour is done. And then we're just going to quit. It doesn't matter if we finish the project or not. Okay, art table. Here we come. Okay, gotta put this away. Oh, I wanted to share before I get into painting. I found this online. It's Ronnie Walcher. This is through her Ko-fi shop. It's this is who it is. Ronnie Walcher. She does paint. See, you can see where I was trying to make black and I splattered it because I got so mad. And this was black. That's what I do. I get splatter and I throw my brushes because I couldn't make it. Anyway, she came up with this design, and it's a flower. It's got a cute little ladybug here. It's easy to draw. I mean, we could use circles to help us do that, and then we can draw that, and you know, this is easy. So a little circle, put a heart in that. So, you know, so it's pretty easy to sketch out. Or you could go to her YouTube tutorial on Ko-fi, and you can download this file and you can trace it if that's what you want to do. But what I was thinking is, wouldn't it look adorable as a focal point for a card? And then since I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator, I do have a card base, really pretty card base to put under it. And so I was excited when I saw this. I thought, oh, that'd be so pretty, because when we watercolor things, we can cut them out and use them for fussy cutting. Well, we fussy cut them, and then we can use them for, we call it fodder or focal points for other type of art that you might want, like card making. So, or journals and junk journals. You could do journaling, junk journals, whatever. But I was thinking about card making with this particular design. Okay, so I have a piece like this. Put that over there. My desk gets crowded. All right, this is the book that I'm going to be working out of. When I went to Texas, my family would have people over, and they would watercolor and just chat, looking out at the lake and watercolor, chat, look out the lake. It was really a lot of fun, and we just did our own thing. You know, that's what we do. That's how I want this show to eventually be. We can just do our own thing. And I like this book. It is called, she does a lot of different, she does building, she does flowers, she has a whole bunch of different kinds of watercolor workbooks. This one's on birds. That's the one that I chose to get. And her name is Emily Lex Studio. Now, when you open her book, here's some more kind of, it, you know, it has a note to you, and then it talks about watercolor supplies and basics, and then it talks about mixing colors. But you notice there was no colors here for black. So I asked Chat, but Chat was wrong. So I thought, oh crap. Because I mixed them like Chat said, but it turned out like a light gray. So, oh, Chat, why can't you be right? Anyway, talks more about mixing colors here. And this was the first thing that I had done in Texas. And I decided I'm going to just do my own palette and just make the bird as close as I can to this one. But I'm a bright colored person. I love color. And so that's what gouache paints are. They're a watercolor that is bright. And so that's how that came out. This is what I'm going to do today, a goldfinch. And it does have, see, there it is. It has the outline of the bird, so all I have to do is paint inside, which gives me practice. This is just a practice for me on watercolors. No teaching. Like I said, I am not a watercolor specialist. You gotta have brushes and water, right? And paint. I didn't really like, and I kind of, so I use a spray bottle, and I squirt them all once before, but I will do it again. So the paints you want to use. All right. So I'm just going to swatch them on here because it doesn't give you a lot of room to swatch them in the book. And I think I'm going to use this one. Okay. So I'm going to try, why do I have orange there? Oh, there's something about orange. Okay, there we go. There's an orange. And then my yellow, this yellow is very pale. See that? It is so pale. It's not, now I might be able to use it, some of it, but then I need a darker yellow too. So what happens if we mix the orange, and then we mix the yellow? Let's see, what color do we get? All right. Now am I going to use any of those colors on this? Now that is kind of a pretty color, but it's not yellow enough. It's got a lot of orange in it. At least that's, I mean, it would be differently mixed if I did it in my palette. But I can kind of, okay. So now I'm going to do the yellow in my gouge. Oh, see that yellow? Now that looks, actually I wonder if I can combine those two yellows. Let's try it. So I'm going to take this yellow, and I'm going to combine it over here with this yellow. Oh, that is a very pretty yellow. Oh, I really like that. And actually I could use the darker yellow here and put the light, that's kind of a middle. Oh, I'm looking at my bird and you can't see it. That looks a little gray to me. That's kind of brown and white. See, this looks almost like an orange to me, but maybe that's why I got into the orange, but I don't think I want to go there. I think I'll just use these two yellows. Well, I got three yellows. If I need, I can use all three of them. I can use them mixed. I can use them singular. I hope everybody can hear me because my microphone, my good microphone broke, and the microphone I want is, the cost is about $350, but, and it has a sleeve for it, but that microphone would last me for a lifetime, and it's a wonderful, wonderful microphone, and it would be good equipment, although my funding is, I'm saving money, but if anybody would like to tip, in my Ko-fi shop, I have it where I have the name of the microphone and the cost of the microphone, and then if you want to contribute and tip to that microphone, you're welcome to help me out. That would be great. Okay, so where was I now? Oh, black. So I think this is black. Let's see, yeah. See, that is a very good black, which would go here. And I think they kind of make, it looks kind of like brown, a little bit of brown in there. Oh, the beak is orange, isn't it? I might make it that color then. Okay, that's where I got the orange. Let's do one for brown. Now, I have this brown. Let's add a little bit of black on that brush. So I have like right here, right. So this brown doesn't look like the right kind of shade. Let's see, what do I have over here? I have a lighter one. Oh, I like that one. I just like the color. So right in here, that almost looks grayish. Let's see. I don't have a gray. So if I mix a little bit of black, I'm just going to mix a little bit here and do the white. See if I can get gray. Oh, I can, but that's, oh, see, that's how I'll get gray. Okay. Which will be right in here. All right, I'm happy with that. See the gray. There, it seems like there's a little bit of brown, but I might just use the gray. The brown is not quite working for me. Now, I'm wondering, I just had this thought. Okay, let's take this yellow. Oh, I forgot to put the timer on. Ooh, 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 ooh. What time is it? 6:17. All right. Alexa, set timer for 7 p.m. Alexa. Alexa. Alexa's not hearing me. Alexa. Let me stand up.
Thanks for the feedback.
Alexa. I'm not giving you feedback. Alexa, set a timer for 7 p.m.
Alarm set for 7 p.m.
There, she woke up. Let me see. My idea might be goofy. Let's see. It's really hard to mix colors and get the right colors. I don't know. I think it takes years. There was a gentleman in my, let's see, what does it call it? Oh, see, I put too much brown. Dang. That's what I do, see. Oh, he was in the class at the senior center. Oh my gosh, this guy could paint. Oh, I mean, paint. So I could, if I was good with my brush, I could add a little bit of brown to the yellow. Not much, but a little bit. All right, so I think I got my colors situated. That's how I'm going to do my colors for this picture. The blobs of colors. All right. Anyway, oh, and I asked this guy, I said, well, how long have you been painting? Oh, gosh, since I was 5 years old. Oh, my gosh. No wonder you're so good at it. You are really, really good at it. So I think I'll do the yellow around here because it might be a better thing to have the yellow dry. So when I do the black on the head, it won't smear down. Let's hope, huh? Let's hope. Let's hope. All right. we'll just, you know, paint. I'm going to stay in the line. And I was trained to hold my brush like this, so if you wonder. And I'm trying to keep my hand as light as I can. I'm not so good at it because I'm really kind of a heavy-handed painter. And I try to do my lights first. Sometimes it doesn't always work out, but I think in this situation, yeah, we're just going to kind of come like that because this has a lot of, I don't think having the yellow finch is so pretty color. It takes more time to get your colors together. I think I'm going to paint this yellow because I kind of want it to be matching the bird when I put the brown on top. Right? Oh, I could do this clean water. That's kind of a dirty water now. Let's see. Kind of want to let that dry. I could get my little fan, and that would help it dry. So we're not just waiting here. All right, my fan is, hopefully it's charged. I just haven't used it for a while. It's charged. Now, I live in Washington State, and a goldfinch is the state bird. I was so shocked. I didn't know it. Here I live in Washington State, right? So, anyway, in the nature fact of these birds, they like lowlands, and probably where I'm located in Washington State, it's like mid-April through mid-October that they're here, because in the winter they actually fly south some. They fly south. They like to be in the shrubby edges, weedy fields. They really like thistle. Sometimes they will have their babies late because they're waiting for the thistle to do their nest. Also, they're a vegetarian bird. Yeah. They like this particular seed. I can't remember the name of it. And sunflower. And if you mix it together, then they will, in your feeder, let me see if I can find the name of that. Let me see. There is a special name. I don't know if I wrote it down or not. course, didn't write it down because I thought, oh, it's too hard to say. Hey, Mama Juju, thanks for coming in. Well, this is my new trying it out painting. I'm actually using my gouache paint so more than here I'm doing the breast. Did you have a good day at work? Oh, good. I kind of worry about you sometimes getting enough sleep. I remember your mom, that was a year ago or so, saying, make sure you get enough sleep. Okay, so as you can see, I did mix that yellow and brown. Still not the coloring that I want, but you know what? I might have to just go with it. This is the only coloring I have. We have to just do with what we have. Well, the finch bird is native to Washington State. It's the bird, it's a, which, you know, here I am a Washingtonian, and it's a bird that is our state bird. And guess what? Vicky doesn't pay attention to those kinds of things, and I didn't even know it was until I looked it up to see what this bird was. But it doesn't like cold season, so it will fly north. Okay, so I'm going to try to make this look more like a breast here if I can. Ooh. Okay, so I got the lines pretty good there. I need to get the lines better in the breast. What am I going to do? Oh, I might need a little bit of brown, not much, just so I can highlight. Ooh, I forgot to wipe it, but it might not matter. Do you? Oh, I think you watercolor paint because you have watercolors on your show. So I'm mixing kind of two different yellows and adding a brown. So I'm trying. Come on. Are you doing anything, Juju? Are you painting, crafting, getting ready for your show? So I want that to be a little more yellow, so I am going to go here. Oh, I know when your show comes on, I eat. And I'm just hoping that they don't talk about something that, yeah, I have a strong stomach. We are nurses, but some of the stuff they talk about. Well, I'm a retired nurse actually. I haven't been working for a very long time. I haven't worked for a very long time. Probably almost 10 years I've been retired. Okay. There, that looks a little better. A little better. We're getting there. Okay, so let's do the feetsies. I'm going to do a brown on top of the yellow. Oh, see, my brown is darker, but that's the only brown I have. So the coloring is not going to be exact as the picture, for me anyway, because I don't have all the colors. And I tried to make black. Oh my gosh, that was a disaster. I am not a proficient watercolor colorist. It's a little bit darker in here. It's more brown. Okay. It runs in with that yellow. So this kind of goes like, whoop. So I might have this too long. So maybe like about right here, kind of comes off. Oh, an old med nurse. Juju, I first started out in the hospital and was a float nurse. And I got so mad because, they use you. Well, at least when, they use you and they won't give you a schedule. They wouldn't, because they wanted to use you as a float nurse. And they just didn't have in those days, that was hard, raising two little babies doing that. So I looked in the paper, and so I don't know, it must have been 2 years in the hospital. I think I started out with cardiac. And I was, let's see, So, no, this is what I did. I'm trying to figure out. I first did orthopedics, then I did cardiac, and then I did it's the CCU and the ICU, it's the middle floor. Then I did that. And then they wanted me to do float nursing, and I was like, I didn't like that. And no, couldn't get all the positions, they weren't opening. And so anyway, I looked in the paper and I decided I would work for this nursing home. And I thought, what's wrong with the nursing home? I love older people. I've always loved older people. I think it comes from my grandmothers. I loved my grandmothers. I really, really did. This is a little bit too long. I'm just going to go like that. Okay. And I love my grandmothers. So they hired me. I was just when that particular home, it was like basically the floor nurse did everything. They really didn't have a rehab department yet when I was working. Well, they developed it, but it took almost a year. And at that point, I had asked a state nurse, what are you, how do I get a job like you? She was, worked for the state inspecting, although she did more of a quality assurance type of, she did a quality assurance role from the state. So she did assessments, then she reviewed your care plans, and then your implementation of care. And I would always get good marks from her. And so it took me a year, but I eventually did get into the state system. And that's where I stayed for like 33 years. At the first position, I worked all the positions there. At the first position, I was like, they called us quality assurance nurses. So we weren't really inspectors, but we had to do an annual report, and it would help them pass the surveys. And then they changed our role into being inspectors and quality assurance nurses. And of course, that didn't work out because they were always short, right? For inspectors, the quality people the nurses liked being quality assurance nurses, but all the inspectors were always short. So then we got pulled doing all the inspections with the nursing homes, and our role just changed. It's kind of a bummer. But then we complained, and so they eventually gave us half and half. We got to do quality assurance half, and then we got to do it needs some water. Oh, that's the dirty water. There we go. And we got half, where we had to do inspecting and quality assurance work. And then I went into assisted living after that. So the role kind of changed, went into assisted living for a while, and that was a state program, not a federal program. I just wanted to see what it was all up to. And then I did a complaint nursing for a while. Oh man, that was hard. That is like work galore. You know, and then people get mad at you and they don't want to, you know, so they take you to court a lot. So we had to work a lot with attorneys. I think I did that for 3 years. That's about all I could last. That was a hard job, I tell ya. Ugh. And then I went into adult family home for about, I don't know, 4 years, the last 4 years of my career there. Inspected adult family homes that we have here in Washington State. Put a little bit of black in here. Yeah. That was basically my career. And I was ready to retire. I was so burnt out. I didn't realize how burnt out I was from nursing. Because nursing is not an easy job. No, sorry. I was so burnt out after 33 years. I only did 33 years of nursing. Oh, that's a lot. Oh, and then I developed this disease, and I didn't even know I had it until I retired. I started falling. I didn't have any muscle recovery. So I retired when I was 63, so that's about when it hit me. And my nose was growing big, my hands were growing, my feet were growing, and then I fractured my femur and hit my head, and then at that time they did a scan of my head. And that's when they said, "Do you know you have a tumor in your head?" I'm going, "No, I didn't know that. I've never had a scan on my head." So that was great, you know, having to think about that where you're recuperating from a severe femur fracture. I mean, I have a metal leg, it's shorter. I couldn't even walk after surgery. I had to go to rehab for a couple weeks solid. You're on your 34th year. Oh my gosh. And I just dropped my brush. Ugh. Well, anyway, that might be why because one thing it's called acromegalia, and like, it's the giant disease, and who the heck would ever think I would catch that at my age? I mean, you can't even plan for it. You can't even, you know, it's not like a heart attack where you can kind of prevent that your best, you know, there's nothing, I mean, you're just stuck with this disease. I'm like, why did this happen to me? Oh man, I really went through some psychological shit, and because it's, you know, it tampered our retirement because I got this sick, and they had to remove the pituitary tumor, and it was something, I tell ya. It was something. Anyway, I went through a rough spot during COVID too. Oh, to be in the hospital during COVID, I don't know. Thank you. Being in, it was like being in a prison. I tell you, they wouldn't allow any family, nobody, not even my girlfriend, nobody. They wouldn't allow nobody. And all the nurses were scared, like they were going to catch COVID. And I said, you know, I'm an old retired nurse and you're not going to get away with anything. To take care of an old retired nurse, I guess an older retired nurse, you know, I knew what they should be doing. And I was surprised. There was this caregiver on the rehab unit. Oh my gosh. For some reason, I needed something, and I don't remember what it was. To this day, I do not remember. But I needed something, probably from the pain pills, why I don't remember. But then I put my buzzard on, and she came to me and started yelling at me, being really nasty. Don't you ever do that again. You cannot ask for anything when we are doing the trays. Oh my gosh, I got so mad. I reported her. I said, I'm going to report you. I have my faculties. And then I heard her talk really nasty to an elderly patient. And what she did is, well, she has to stay up in that chair. Even if she's tired, she has to stay in that chair. Oh, I got so mad at her. I did report her. And then she came and apologized, but I think there's something wrong with her. Yeah, I had that experience. I was surprised. Yeah. I think I might have reported it I reported about I wore a CPAC, and that's something really common with acromegalia. I learned later because I was having sleep apnea. But I had sleep apnea, yeah. And during COVID, and during COVID, they thought the sleep apnea machine was going to bring COVID into my room. And so they couldn't come into my room unless they were like spacemen, right? With the you remember, I don't know if you did that. Oh my gosh, what happened? My picture went away. Oh, my camera is blinking. Oh, there it goes. Well, that is odd. Okay. Oh, I don't have it on the Ethernet. I have it on the regular Wi-Fi, I think. And I think that's why it might be doing that. I gotta be careful. I could probably switch it to Wi-Fi. I mean, Ethernet. So what I could do, and I learned if you put your computer on Ethernet. Oh, okay, here we go. I don't know if you can see me or not, but I'm just going to take my Wi-Fi and I'm going to go to network. Ethernet is connected, so I can just turn my Wi-Fi off. And then I have, I have it on Ethernet. And then I won't get any Wi-Fi interruptions. But I forget to put it on that. You won't lose your programming. And then when you have your own line, so you don't have to worry about anybody playing a game or the TV going on with your Wi-Fi system, because this Ethernet line is just for the computer. That's it. That's it. And so just adding some brown around here. For highlighting mostly. And I might have a little too much brown, but hi, Bonbon. So this particular painting just helped me. Wow, the shadows or something. So you got to get these shadows going. Okay, so I think this should come to here. Now that I can see it better. How you doing, Bonbon? I have an idea. I can cut these birds out and use them as focal points on the cards. Ugh, I don't want to do too much black to get that. That's going to be a challenge. I don't want it running. Oh, and I found, you guys weren't here, but I found this cool flower. Eating a bologna. I found this really cool flower. It's on Ko-fi, Ronnie Walter, and she, you use around, your round things. There's circles, and they come in a lot of, they come in different sizes and shapes. Stencil kind of thing, and then you use that, and then you can draw this little bit of stuff here, and so, or you could use this as a tracing template. But I thought, oh, wouldn't that look cute in the background of the Stampin' Up! Papers? I think I'm going to try that. And then I have a card. Okay, so we want this to go over here. I'm trying to get, like, come on, baby. Yeah, a bologna sandwich. Oh, you're getting ready for bed. Where do you live, like, on the East Coast, Bonbon? Do you live in Florida? I'm wondering if that's you. Missouri. Oh, okay. So that, I think, is Central Time, I think. no watercolor artist. I am just doing this to hang out. There's no way. I can't teach watercolors. I'm not good enough. As you can see, you know, with this highlighting, it takes me forever. Where, you know, if I was more of an expert, it wouldn't take that long. Okay, let's do this tail. Let's see, it kind of comes up like this, and like this, and like this. Oh, now see, this is more black than they show, right? Let's see, I'm just thinking this could be a little more rounder. I don't know if I can get it rounder. Okay. So we're going to pick up a little bit of this black. Oh, and the finch bird, you know, they will change colors kind of more to a drabby color. I thought it was more of a like a dishwater blonde kind of thing. And most of the dishwater blondes, you know, they get their hair colored. Okay, so let's do a little, let's see what happens here. All right. Let's see. And we're going to put something like that, and maybe a little more there. Okay, so actually, it's kind of like that. I don't know why I put black there. I just thought we had to. But that's okay. I can put colors on top. See, I learned in class to get things to blend and not have lines and things, that you have to use the tip of your brush like over and over and over and over again. Okay, well, now we're going to do some brown. I got my little fan going. This works perfect. It's pink juju. You like pink colors. Whoops. I have to go out of the line a little. Oops. Oopsie daisy. Oopsie daisy. What else can I tell you about? Oh, I like to collect. I must be weird. I might be weird, that's okay. But I like to collect bird's nests. I don't know why. Okay, Alexa, Alexa, that's our hour is up.
I'm
And
not quite sure how to help you with that.
oh, I know, Alexa, just stop. Alexa, stop alarm. So this tail needs some work. So I'm going to monkey with it, but off camera. So, um, as you can see, I kind of like got it all smeared everywhere. And so I need to take some of it off before I add some lighter color to it. There, the brown's coming up. We're getting there, so that's how I would fix that. Bon Bon, do you watercolor? Well, I still need some work, not much. It won't take me long to, I'm stuck here. There it goes. It won't take me long like to do this little branch here. What takes long is doing those shadows. Oh no, stupid. Oh, I won't say it or otherwise. You know what would happen? I won't say the A name. I am confused, that's what you'll say. Yep. I can't draw anything but stick people. Oh, well, see, this is a coloring book. I'll turn it to the next page. See, it draws the bird for you. All you have to do is color it like that. Which just takes some practice, you know. You got to figure out your colors in the beginning. Thank you, Bon Bon. You need to get this fan, Juju. It's really cheap. It doesn't cost that much. All right. So I'm going to call it quits because I said I wasn't going to be more than an hour at the art table. But I really appreciate Juju you coming by and Bon Bon. I know this is a new program. I hope it will click and more people will want to participate. My goal eventually is to have like 4 of us on the screen just painting, and we could have conversation prompts, just talk to the comments and the people who come into the show. But you know, I wish the comment section was a little bit better. It's not, you know, they need improvement, I think, on the comment section. Anyway. See, I have to go through and do that. Let's see if we do a different color. I haven't done this for a long time. Oh. Okay, I gotta go in here, do the color. Where do I get the color? Color. Okay, push that. Oh, okay, so if we make it a gold color. Oh, I could see that, right? Bon Bon, you did a great job. Thank you. And then I don't know how long they last. I forget to mess with these. I know. I'm going to say A. It's good on timers, though. It does pretty good on timers. That's about all we use it for around here. My husband has the apps and does things more with it because he likes to monkey with technology, kind of small technology stuff. He always has to have a new gadget to work with. So he does stuff on it, and I don't know what he does, but... Well, I'm going to say goodbye, gals. Thank you for coming by, and hopefully this will grow to be you know, a good community of people who like to paint, whether it be acrylic, watercolor paint, gouache painting, anything, any kind of paint. So, bye bye, guys. I'm going to finish and I will be back for another Watercolor Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Bye bye. Have a great evening.